Okay, so now we're going to learn how to solve absolute value inequalities. Okay, so we just looked at solving absolute value equalities, but how do we solve absolute value inequalities? So I've got a series of steps. So step one is to isolate the absolute value expression. Step two is to write the equivalent compound inequality. So how do we do that? So for example, if we had the absolute value of an expression less than a, then we'd write it as this compound inequality to the right, minus a less than u less than a. So how do we rewrite that? So the first thing you do is you use this expression and you put less than a, and you put that down right here. Then you take this inequality and just copy it over to the other side. And then you take this expression or number and then just do the opposite of that and put it to the outside. Okay, and you'll see that that pattern gets repeated here, here, and here, just like that. And so it just takes a little bit of practice, to see how that conversion takes place until you kind of memorize how that should look. Step three is to solve the compound inequality with the skills and techniques you learned earlier. Graph the solution and write the solution in interval notation. So let's look at this with an example. So we got example 275. So let me go ahead and rewrite this. All right. So what we're going to do is we're first just going to write this everything out without the absolute value, like that. Then we're going to take this inequality and we're going to put it on the other side. And then we're going to take this value that was on the right-hand side of the inequality and do the opposite of that. And so now this is the compound inequality that we need to solve. So to do this, we can just add 6 to the center, right and left. We're going to get 5x less than or equal to 10, greater than or equal to 2. Divide both sides by 5. And we have x is less than or equal to 2, greater than or equal to 2/5. All right, so let's look at this on a number line. I want to graph it. We're going to have 0, 1, 2. And let's see here, 2/5 will be somewhere right about here. And we're going to use brackets because it's greater than or equal to. So this is at 2/5. And then we're going to have another bracket here at 2. And so it's everything in between. Because we want values of x that are larger than 2/5. So larger than 2/5. And we want values of x that are less than 2. That are less than 2. So that's why it's everything in between. So our solutions are going to be values of x from 2/5 to 2, again, using the brackets that we just had. So that's the answer in interval notation.